going to talk about the Vata dosha. What is Vata dosha? How do we identify Vata dosha? If you understand 5 elements, and we all are combination of 5 elements: earth, water, fire, ether, and air. And all of us have combination of this 5 elements. Some people are having more air or ether element than the other people, and that's what we call them Vata people. Their character, we can identify the elements, the behaviors unique to themselves. For example, a Vata person is a short description for Vata person is like a bird. The bird would like to fly high without a direction. You can see the birds, if they wanted to fly, and they have to be light and mobile, and same time bit of dryness. And these are the qualities you can have in Vata people. They are a little bit risk takers. They want to fly high, and they have a bit chaotic and talk too much and walk fast and think fast, a lot of plans, and travel too much. And because they are light, their body, biology is letting them to do things different than the other people, and that means their mind is so scatty, and sometimes is a lot of insecurity is there, and sometimes when you come into their digestion, there's a dryness in there, and the digestive fire is impaired, and sometimes it's very high and sometimes very low, and because of that, they might tend to eat less or more. They always eat birds' food, the nuts and seeds and salads and so on. And they eat like that to keep your body is in a light condition, and same times they want to keep the body light, them to move, and that's why they eat birds' food more. And because the digestive fire is so low and eat erratic, chaotic, dry food, and they tend to have a lot of digestive tract problems like bloating, wind, gas, that kind of elements. And same time, they have very dry stools and suffer from the constipation. And their skin is so dry, and it's like a bird's feathers. How much water, oil you put it doesn't matter, it doesn't stay, and it is like really lack of moisture. Sometimes they tend to have a lot of eczema sort of disorders. And sometimes their mind, because of the mind, the chaoticness of the mind, and they think a lot, and they have some insecurity, and some chaotic things happen to their life, because the thinking patterns are 1 minute one thing, 1 minute other thing is changing a lot to one to other, and they have more anxiety when they not finish work, or when they unknown things, and then again there's a lot of fear associated with them, because sometimes when you're changing one to other things very quickly, and chaos can happen, and it can happen to Vata type people, and they are always thinking grass is much greener the other side, and that's what they are moving to one relationship to other relationships sometimes, because they can't take that much of responsibility, and grounding them is a much hardest job, because bird can't ground or can't be caged very much. Same principle apply to Vata people, and they don't like to be grounded or tied down to the relationships, and taking a lot of responsibility towards the life, and they like to be free. That's their constitution. When it is nothing wrong with that, being Vata and a Vata type person. And when the Vata get imbalanced is the one is problem started. And that means instead of happiness and freedom, it comes like fear and anxiety. And instead of less hunger, they end up with the starvation kind of thing, like end up with anorexia. And same times they have a lot of indigestion disorders and bloating and wind and constipation. And when they have imbalance, these kind of problems come into their physical body and mental body. And sometimes dryness, eczema and tinnitus, this whole thing can happen to Vata people because of the dryness and the tendency to consume dry food and light food and light activities and too much running around and jumping and cycling, going to gym. This whole thing aggravating Vata. And when they aggravated Vata, these kind of symptoms, what I said, is having their body and physical body and mental mind. And then what we do about it? And in Ayurveda we said, sarvada sarvabhavanam samanyam prutikaranam. The similarity increases the similarity. A dry food and light food, it increases the Vata. Cold food, less moisture food increases the Vata. And that means you have to prevent from having dry, light and cold food like nuts, seeds and salads and quinoa, this whole oats, and this whole thing increases the dryness in the body and it increases the Vata. Instead of that, you can have oily, moisture and bit of heavy food. Like I always say to my patient, mashed potato and butter and some rice and yogurt and milk and stuff like that, and drink milk and have like carbohydrate, cooked vegetable, cooked food. And again, the opposite to the cold is like warm food. Always eat with the warm manner, like soups and broths and boiled vegetables, and that is really balancing the Vata. And other thing is sweet, savory and salty and food with nice texture and nice moisture and quite amount of food you have to eat. You have to consider to have a good meal for yourself. And same times the lifestyle, they have to stop or decrease the moving kind of activities, like lots of gym work, running and marathons and bungee jumping and traveling and this kind of thing. Hard to a little bit. You can do it, but less. And is Vata type person to don't do exercises, so don't run too much. And is the I don't know, it's not an easy thing to convince them to do that. But when you do that, when you are imbalanced, you can do that and you can come to balance again. And when you come to balance again, you can adapt your Vata style anyway. And because Vata person or Vata constitution never can't be in a cage, never put them into the cage and ask them to not to fly, or Vata type person never ask them to have routines and eat regularly. This kind of, it's never work for them because their energy is air and ether, and then they time to time get in balance and they have fall into balance again. That is their life, and that means it's not a big deal unless you have some big health problems, and otherwise they are always in and out with their imbalances, and they know what to do instinctively, but they don't listen to their mind very much because they are free people. They don't listen to anybody rather than their mind, and that means, forget it, they don't listen to anybody, but they telling their problem to everybody. Everybody knows about them. They go and ask everything, what is the best decision for my problems, what I can do. But at the end of the day, they want to do. That is Vata. And always Vata is beautiful, good, loving, kind people, and they like to fly without having any direction, and they love their freedom, and they love their movable quality and their lightness. And hey, that is Vata.